And we are back, as promised, with the Double Zeta Gundam. It's using its Hyper Beam Saber, its Double Beam Rifle, standard set of parts for it, including the wing shield on Double Zeta's arm is another piece that is built into the part and cannot be used separately. Its specs are good. You'll notice they're not as good as the gun cannons because I have not ratcheted it up as far because I ran out of money. I spent all my money on the gun cannon. So, as the options, it does have its micro missiles, which I love missiles in this game. You can use the beam sabers off its backpack as an option part. Should be similar but not matching to using the standard hand-based one. That is a two-handed sword or great sword, incidentally, which, you know, gigantic beam saber, it makes sense. And it has double Vulcans, so for EX actions, it does have most burst actions most special abilities of mobile suits end up being burst actions or option parts, but the Double Zeta Gundam's High Mega Cannon is actually an EX action, so yes, I can use the beam forehead. So its burst action is Hyper Beam Saber, the ability that it and the Zeta Gundam shared, and for its 5 slots I have the feed forward module, which should prevent a whole bunch of recoil. So we are going to find, no, that's the Stage 1B for Stargazer, that's 2B, so that's the Master Grade F91 mission. That is 4, so that's the just added GPO-3S mission, the Stamen. But here is the one for the Dual Gundam Assault Shroud. We'll do that next. I have not tried the Double Zeta out yet. I tried the gun cannon, but I spent most of my evening getting stuff ground up so I could get this done. So, and if you hear laughter in the background, that is because Istvan and Angelique Damon and a friend of theirs are gaming in the dining room, so, which is a room away from me, and there is a closed door between us, but, you know, laughter tends to leak through, and I'm fine with that. But, okay. Now, beam forehead. Unfortunately, it does not redirect very well. I chose to use Spectral Shot with it just to give it a have as many ranged options as possible. And okay, if you hold the button on the double beam rifle, it really goes. It can just fire too, so, but not for very much. So yeah, Double Zeta has a lot of prolonged beam damage options, so I'm fine with this. Now, I'm just going to kill this if I can, which I can. But usually, if you want to S-rank this stage, it's actually very difficult because of the amount of points you need to get the ace to show up, which is 50,000. The best way I have found to do it, and we will probably not do it this time, is to use the base jabber as soon as you can get it. I am sick of that cannon. I want it to die. Oh, I can't. That's right. It's not a turret. That one is an actual. It's not one of the wall cannons. It is an actual turret up on the wall. So, but yeah, you need to use the base jabber and blast everything apart as many times as possible if you want to S-rank this stage. Otherwise, you know, I can almost guarantee. Okay, Double Zeta does not have the boost to do that. My standard mobile suit, it does, but this does not. So we'll go this way. Lock on. Oh yeah, there's a jump pad here somewhere. Where are you, jump pad? It was over there. Yeah, as you can see, Double Zeta, being a bulky somebody, is pretty slow. There's our problem. Oh, I almost had it even. And now I do. Okay, well, it's fun to use the beam forehead if nothing else, so. And there's wall cannons, which I can take care of. Okay. This should be a good lineup for Spectral, I think. No, not quite. Acceptable, not wonderful. I've had tackle on that for so long that I forgot I was just going to fire my forehead at it. But everybody wants prosthetic foreheads on their real heads. Okay. But the other thing about Double Zeta that I have not really exploited in my current build, because I, again, ran out of money to purchase upgrades with, the fact that it has... every part of it has 3 abilities, and upgrading those abilities will give things like the High Mega Cannon more damage. They will give the Hyper Beam Saber attack more damage. They will give pretty much everything more damage and give it, I think, more mobility and defense in the long run, if you have the money to do it, which, again, on this setup, I did not yet. I will, but I may go stupid and try and max out, like, everything in this game. That might be a little bit much, but I expect to stick with it long enough to play with a lot of things. Get a lot of parts ground. Play some rounds with some folks. It's a great game. It is probably the best Gundam game in ages. Okay, how can I do the most damage? Well, start with missiles. Missiles are always a good start. Go with Spectral, and now the forehead. Didn't quite walk all into the forehead, but not bad. They could use a little healing. And there is a standard dual Gundam. Spectral took out a fair number of them. Double beam rifle, a few more. Missile launchers, yet more. And dual Gundam gets the forehead. It's not quite enough. Got it. Now, I don't think these guys disappear when you kill dual, but let's kill them as quickly as possible anyway. Ah, good. Points for a break. That's good. But yeah. This 14,000 points I have now, you can have that and then some on the first screen if you are good with your base jabber. So, just so you know, if you're trying to S-rank this stage and it will give you a serious hassle to do so, that's the best way to do it. Base jabber, and then if you have an attack that is breaks really frequently, which great sword attacks, as I forgot when I started this, have a tendency of doing, that will be your best bet. Okay, well, I just wasted a whole pile of missiles, but okay. And we've got a dual Gundam up on that cliff. And missiles for you two. 3. Yeah, Double Zeta is a little slow compared to the other mobile suits I've been using lately. I mean, even the gun cannon was faster after its upgrades, so... He was nearly but not quite dead before he hit the ground. Use Spectral Shot, Forehead Cannon, Double Beam Rifle Charge Shot, and Micro Missiles. Well, just missiles, I think, but either way, you get the idea. The only problem with most of those attacks is they do not redirect. Hey, give me my backpack. That's just rude. Stab. Okay. You don't seem to have a lot of control over how many missiles you fire. It just goes. That'll probably be enough. Yep. Now, next victim. That's actually good. There are some missile pods you can just keep firing until you fire all the missiles. It depends. But okay, this is Blitz Gundam. This is going to be short missiles, spectral, forehead, charge. Done. And next area. Yeah, we're only up to 28,000. It is extremely unlikely that we are going to see the ace. So when I get to the basic Dual Gundam Assault Shroud at the end of this, I will use the Gaios Hyper Sword just so you can see, or Hyper Beam Saber, just so you can see. If it's like Zeta's, which of course I tried last week, I expect it'll just be a pink Beam Saber version of the standard EX Burst. Oh, I managed to unload my whole missile pod. Ow. Okay, well, you're gone. You're next. And my missiles are back. Too bad for you. Bye now. Well, that was a pretty good forehead shot. And the missiles will do the rest. There we go. Heal us. Oh, okay. And yeah, there's Dual Gundam Assault Shroud, and I believe there's a Perfect Strike Gundam with it. But yeah, we're only to 31,000. We are not getting the works for this, so let's just do this. Oh, Strike Gundam with IWSP, excuse me. Slash, 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 forehead. Hyper Beam Saber. 1, 2, 3. Got that. Didn't finish that. That did. Yeah, only 40,000 points. The threshold is 50,000, so that's the double Zeta. And that was its Vulcans and its Option Part Sword just for the heck of it. So yeah. Yeah, the threshold for S rank is 50,000 points, and again, if you are really careful with breaking things on the way and using the base jabber on the first screen on everything you can, and especially those larger Strike Gundams, you can knock them apart and get the bonus points for it 2 or 3 times before they run out of hit points. That is the only way you will manage to S rank this. It took me about 20 tries. So, you know, there's nothing particularly good for it. It's just got to be one of those, this is annoying me, this is now a point of pride things. So that's how you do it. Lots of base jabber, jab everything you can, and then move on to the next screens and break creatively until you reach the boss. And you will, if you're lucky, you'll get to about 52,000 by the time you get past that Assault Shroud, if you're lucky. So, nothing new for that. Blitz Gundam, Strike Gundam, torso and arms, Strike Rouge arms, Strike Gundam legs, Launcher Strike backpack, and Dual Assault Shroud backpack. You are significantly more likely to get Assault Shroud parts from the Dual Gundam Assault Shroud that shows up as the ace, which is the other reason why, unless you want to just say the heck with it and buy it in the shop, it's important to get that S rank. So after I did it once or twice and got like 1 Assault Shroud piece a run, I just said the heck with it and bought it in the shop, because yeah, I proved I could do it, and then I got my assault shroud parts elsewhere. So nothing special for the builder's kit, low-level plastics, and a long rifle base M1. So, which, you know, is potentially an early source of master-grade rifle bases for you, but that's about it. So that is going to do it for this weekend's Gundam Breaker Extra. We will be back with the main playthrough on Monday. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later!